We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll return this one all the way out of the other side of the field.
It's tough enough to play defense anyway, but after a return like that, now your mindset has to change a little bit. Instead of going out and just getting settled in the first few plays, you have to be prepared for just about anything.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
20 TX.
On first down, back to Achane. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The Dolphins at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 3.
Ready.
Running right, it's a handoff to Gordon. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
All right, come on.
They'll run for it with Achane. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Ready. Ready, T. Turbo 3, kick.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now 2nd and 5.
Get safe. Go ahead. Turbo 1, hard.
Tua going to give this to Wright. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal as he's inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
Straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Right. Set.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Given 2 on the play.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Hey, get set. Ready, team. 32 stay.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Ninth play now, this long opening drive. Can they cash it in on third and goal?
Ready, team. I need the end zone or I'm going home. You can score, fella.
Here's Tua. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now a guy who played his high school ball at Miami Central, it's James Cook. On the tackle there, Zach Sealer out of Ferris State. You talk about this Miami defense. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
First down, here's the run with Cook. He's got it to the 43 here.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping it's going to break big, can go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Cook. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And his throw is incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Allen. Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 19. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Back to the ground, Cook. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Dolphins' 20-yard line.
6-0 our score after 1. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd down and 11.
Hey, tight.
Motion man is Shakir. Now Allen. Shakir hauls it in. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Here's Allen to throw it. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Allen now looks to throw. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dawson Knox, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead. The Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. To the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now Tua. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Second and 10. A give, running right, Achane. Room here to run. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first down.
What I continually hear from running backs and offensive linemen is how often they're actually getting together to watch film so they can get in sync with each other, understand blocking patterns better, how a running back likes to cut, what he wants to do. And, boy, it all came together on that one.
That's one where they watch it and say, hey, we did everything we were supposed to do right there.
That looked like the play we drew up and designed, and then we got to see it unfold in real time.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Ball on the 27. Here's second and a couple.
All right.
Up the middle, Achane. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Looking to pass. Tua. That is caught. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Calvin Austin, his first touchdown here in the new campaign. And the Dolphins are able to move back in front. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And they will not get a chance to return this one. through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
On play action, Allen. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, you've certainly got to be on your toes defensively when you're facing Josh Allen. He can hit you from any angle. He's got arguably the strongest arm in the business, and he uncorks a deep one here. But that one falls incomplete.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
After the turnover, it's Tua. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
CD, that's his second touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Throwing now is Allen. This taken in by Kincaid. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They're going to have to do something with him. He was so sensational last week, over 200 yards. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, what do? You hold him?
That's a good start as long as you can get away with it. Otherwise, just giving up penalties and free plays for the offense. But I think you've got to do a combination of things. Chip it his timing at the line of scrimmage, have extra people in the territory for him. You've got to do everything and change it up from snap to snap.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Allen going to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 36-yard line.
Now Allen. Right back to Cook for another completion. 7 yards there and a first down.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Allen. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball is gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. He's brought down, and remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
That's another.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And he quickly clocks it, and they're going to have a good shot at getting 3 here before the break. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this from 34. Sanders' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting more pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 4. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game. I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Allen. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends into the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
To the air, Allen.
Now he's going to step up and run.
Touchdown, Bills!
Khalil Shakir
from 17 yards out.
And the Bills are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Here's Bass now for the extra point.
That's up and good. It's 22-14.
Makes the score Dolphins 22, Bills 14. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Tua sets up to pass it.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to a 1st down.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. On the return, Johnson.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Cook up the gut. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Third down, here's a run by Cook.
And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Allen.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll show the defense.
40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Looking to throw. Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Cook.
And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll try and run forward with Davis. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Motion man is Shakir.
2nd down and goal. Allen. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Khalil Shakir
with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Bills have cut the lead back down to 2. So now Allen and the Bills going to stay out and go for 2.
The Bills are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And now he's going to go down. A big sack, and they're unable to tie it.
Bills 20. Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
after the touchdown. Bass to kick it away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 up to the 33.
At their own 33-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Ready. Yeah. 18. Hey.
On the handoff, it's Achane.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Running right, here's Achane.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
92 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
All right. What a team! What's it?
Tua going to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now. When you're throwing it to the fullback, just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
44. Ready.
They'll give this to Achane.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Well, a great lead by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
All right, fellas. All right, go ahead. Go. Ready.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. So no gain on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the... quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Tua. Touchdown, Dolphins! Marquise Brown from 21 yards away. And the Dolphins are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead.
So a heck of a drive right there with the game potentially hanging in the balance.
A very good drive, and now conversion to make it a 2-score game and a solid lead.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Sanders now to add the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 35.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And this was a little bit of the knock on him coming out of college. Sometimes the concentration can wander a bit. This should have been a big play, but somehow he's not able to corral it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. The tight end in motion right. To throw, it's Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Buffalo.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now he fires deep for Shakir. This is caught inside the 15. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play here for Buffalo. 58 yards.
First and goal, Buffalo.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter.
Davis will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
So now an important conversion attempt here as the Bills line up to go for two. And he will get into the end zone. So how about that for putting it on the line? They've taken the lead by a point here in the fourth quarter.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to a victory. Not anymore.
Yeah, the cruise control has to be off at this point. Now you've got to mash the gas yourself. Again, who's going to step up and make a big play for you? Who's going to take care of business now that you're being pressed? It is definitely go time for them at this moment.
All of a sudden clinging to a slim lead and hoping to hold on to that lead.
A give up the middle to right.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 31 yards on the punt there. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Firing quickly is Allen. That's complete.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9. Now Allen. Completes to Shakir once again.
And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Allen.
The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Bills.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Here's Cook again.
And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8.
He was brought down at the 8-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game.
So all eyes now on Tyler Bass.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. Footing obviously an issue in the driving rain. This one for the win. And his kick is good. Despite the rainstorm, a good snap, a good hold, and the kick went through. And the Bills are going to get out of here winners.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Bills, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.